Hello, it's Dale here. I'm full on sharing my little books. There we go. I love making books. This is my little rust book this time. But I thought I'd just show you some of the materials that I'd used in it, because this is an old Khadi book. They don't make them like this anymore. Lovely one. Bound, and I've sprayed up every page with, my Moonshadow Mist, which I like, and those sorts of colours, probably Roger red and blue, the blue one. But anyway, this is Abaca paper or tissue text on the back. Now, they're not treated in any way, so they've been sort of falling a bit now, but I could have painted them up properly, and a little bit of stitch inside to get those colours that I wanted. And so these are some of the things I put into my book. Just some, working with wool and the pre-felts and scrim and stuff, the usual thing with the bits coming, and tissue text, and which has been rubbed with, it's fabulous for doing rubbings. And then I've done another one here where I've stitched on some Coonan felt with polyester over the top, very sheer polyester, and then burnt it back, so you get some of those sorts of textures, like this is highly appropriate for rusty sort of surfaces. And then another one I've done is I've taken some tissue text, which I've done a rubbing of it on a stencil, and then I bonded it to some felt. I can see it's quite soft, so you can see the felt underneath, and I've hand stitched onto it. So it's got that sort of meandering, I went looking at pylons and all that sort of thing to get some of those effects. And you can see the usual things where I've buttonholed around the outside, and a little bit more of the tissue text or the Abaca paper, doing some rubbings with wax, crayons and so on, just trying to pick up the colours that you see. And these are the pylons, or down, the rusty pylons that I used as my inspiration. That's the little photo, that's bigger ones, but it's making those marks, which lends itself heavily to soldering iron, to carve into a bit of a rusty nail, which would be good for rusting up fabrics. Another little one here where I've just playing with the fibres and the scrim just to get that texture. Coming back here, I've sprayed up surfaces and some tags to get, just looking at the colours of that and rust. This one here has been done on some of the Abaca paper or tissue text, which is what we call it. And again, using three-dimensional surfaces with my words, and these are the inks that I've used with bleach, and as well as the sprays and a little bit of ink as well, Ecoline inks. And then I've, just playing with what you have. This is Tyvek paper, which is, again, fabulous for burning and cutting into or ironing, and it will make it change its colours, etc. So you look for the things that you're chasing. This is a bigger piece of Abaca paper, and I've used metallic flakes on here, so with a glue stick, so putting the glue stick on and then the flakes, and you can see how effective that is. And it could be cut and used and layered up with something else, so we pop, getting those sort of effects that you might get there, always popular. And then again, just playing with some stencils and stamps that I've got lying around to try and get the effects I wanted, and more colour here, and playing with you should always be prepared to play, and then you can see later on if that's what you want. So there's some paint on that one. And here I've played with a little bit of just layering up their little silk loom ends just over top of some fibres to see what they were like. Another piece that had some great holes and shapes like you get, and burning them back to see what sort of effect you've got. And you have a resource like this, you can come back to it any time when you want to use. And these are using some of my stamping blocks, seeing how effective they'd be, great for stitching. And this is Everlon, which is a lovely polyester fabric, which is great to stitch in and carves up with the soldering iron so well. And again, fabulous for layering, but it's also sturdy enough to be used for bags and all sorts of stuff. And some pages there, and here's rust. So I've got Angelina fibre on Lutradur this time, and that carves up so well. You put the on fine, it sticks to it. And another layer. This one looks like some polyester fabric. You can see it there, organza on Lutradur. So it again comes up really well with and with the soldering iron. And then another one on Kuhn felt where I've stitched and just cut into it, and some layers of fibres there and so on. Let's have a quick look through, see what else I might have in here. Still playing around some more of that. And this will just show you when I've rusted some fabrics up, and then I printed my images out and they're all ready for stitching. So, you know, just sort of works so well for your background in there and so on. So there you are. Hope that's given you a few little ideas for this round, and we'll see you again another time. Cheers.